Now then, welcome back to Done in 60 Days. This is day 7, and today, as you'll see from my NEI, I'm looking at Redstone in motion. And there's quite a lot of deal going on with Redstone in motion. I'm quite interested to give it a go. The first thing is to pick a motor for moving the carriages. And I can see that there are 4 different carriage engine motors things going on here. We've got a carriage engine which moves with the carriage. We've got a carriage motor which moves the carriage while staying put. And we've got a carriage controller which moves according to a computer craft controller. And there's a carriage translocator which teleports the carriage to the remote position, which is pretty awesome sounding, and I really want to get into Redstone in motion. So I'm going to mess about with putting a door in as a very simple stage to Redstone in motion. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 high here, and I want it to go up into the ceiling, into the rooftop. So I reckon about a 3 high door that rolls up as you get close would be awesome looking. So I'm going to make myself a redstone motor, as it were. So I think it's going to have to be moves the carriage while staying put to have a door. So it's this one, which requires me to have 4 blocks of redstone and a block of iron and some furnaces. So let's get myself a block of iron out of here as well. There we go. This is an interesting concept, this redstone in motion. It's a bit like the frames. I'm going to need some cobble as well. It's a bit like the frames from Red Power. And they were pretty cool to work with. There's all sorts you can do with those things. And there's all sorts that I can do with these. And 4 of them. There we go. I'm also going to need a ton of wood because these frames cost quite a bit. So that is a carriage motor. So we've got a carriage motor, right? And the reason I've went and fetched some flowers is because I wanted to get some orange flowers, some orange dye to make frame carriages. Carries blocks directly touching it. So that requires an orange. So that gives us plenty of orange. Requires an orange dye in the corner of these carriage frameworks. Carriage frameworks are all basically just sticks. Quite a lot of sticks, so quite a lot of wood. But I've been growing the tree farm over there and I've got quite a bit of wood, so we should be okay to get started on making these carriage frames for the redstone in motion and actually get going on. Have a quick sleep, make it day again, because that village still concerns me, even though I've done a lot to look after it. Right, so wood. Let's get some wood. Let's try a stack of wood for starters. Let's just see how many we can make with a stack of wood. I'm pretty sure it's all sticks. Right, so first up, we've got these carriage frameworks, which are made with carriage panels, which are made with these, which are made with those. So let's make 64 of these then. Let's see if that's going to be enough. Clickety click, click, click. I just want a stack. I suppose I could have shift clicked. Let's try those. Right. Then we move on to the panels, which are those. I get 24 panels, okay, and that's it. All my sticks gone. Awesome. And then this would be panels like that, which would give me 4 carriage framework panels, which is not enough. So that's quite a lot of wood is going to be required to make this happen. So quite a lot of wood. Yeah, quite a lot of wood. But it could be the most awesome use for wood in the world ever. Could well be the most awesome use for wood in the world ever. Let's just make all of these up. So I've got all of the frames. Nearly. Come on. and a load in there. Okay. Boink. Right. And then these all go together like this. Was it? Yep, like that. Making 10 of these carriage frames, which then goes into there like that and puts 1 of those in. Gives me 8 frames. That's 2 stacks of wood. That's quite a lot. Alright. Well, let's have a little calculate of how many I need. I'll have a quick look to see how many I think I need. To do a big doorway, that's quite a lot. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wide, and I get 8. And I want it 3 high. So I need to do that another couple of times. I also need to make a screwdriver. Screwdriver is a couple of bits of iron, a bit of cobble, and a couple of bits of leather. So I'll get back to you when I've made the basics and had a little play around with them. Alright then, so I've been playing around with this for a bit and I'm trying to figure them out. And I've come up with a few things that may or may not be true. These things remind me of the new snapshot for Minecraft. Check that out. That's awesome. They remind me of how the slime blocks are going to be moving stuff around in the new snapshots in Minecraft. So I'm really interested in how these frames are functioning. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And you got to give it a redstone signal from underneath to send it back up again. So whatever the opposite direction you give it a redstone signal, that could be a problem though, because I've got to try and put it in this door. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make this work all the time, consistently working. Where did I put that? There it is. Okay. So I'm just going to throw it in. I'm just going to throw it in here and hope for the best. Now, if I give the block above a redstone signal, or the block below a redstone signal, it doesn't do anything, because I'm only giving that a redstone signal. Whereas if I put some form of like lever underneath it, it should work. We've got some redstone in here somewhere. There we go. I want to test this out. I want to see if this will work itself. I don't really want to do it this way. I would rather have the levers connect directly. But if I have this lever here and a bit of redstone underneath, that lever then supplies a redstone signal, but does it make this work? You get a screwdriver, and if you shift click, you do the opposite side. So right clicking on it will stop it from touching anything else. And it's the same as you used to use the panels for. You put panels in it, but now you just right click with a screwdriver. And if I go boink, nothing happens. What if I do a redstone torch on the end there? Is that off? State off. Turn that state on. Put a redstone torch underneath there. And yeah, it goes up. And then if that comes down, then we're good. It's going to take a bit of figuring out to get this door to work. And then I've got to put a load of panel covers over the top of it as well to try and figure it out that way. And I don't know if it's going to look great either. Let's just have a look inside here. If I put redstone on the top here and then flick that switch, is it going to do it? Maybe, because I'm providing a redstone signal to the top there. Let's see. Yep, so that goes down that way. And if I put another block on there like that and give it a boink, 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 and they'll go up. No, it doesn't go up. Why doesn't it go up? because maybe that's connected to something. You've got to be really careful about where it's connected for it to not move at all. Yeah. Do that. You went up before, why don't you go up now? Is it because that's on? Now it goes down when I turn that on. Because that's on. Wow, that's weird. That's weird. I wonder if another motor would be better for it. I wonder if another motor would do the job. I'm going to have to experiment around with this a little bit more to try and figure out what's the best motor to go in here. There's a few to choose from. And I just need it to go up and down. That's all I need. The other thing I can do is I can put the lever directly on the bottom there and have it so that we're accessing through the thing, which not ideal really, is it? Not ideal to be accessing into the area like this and having a direct lever on top of it like that. I still need to make that way. Nope, nothing. This is not going to be as easy as I thought it was. Not as straightforward. I've got a power supply on the top there. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Oh, look. Automatically. As soon as I place that, it goes the wrong way. I haven't got anything attached here. So, there we go. That goes down. Alright. Let's detach that and stop it from attaching to anything else. Stick another block on top. Is that off? That's off. Okay. Change this around and shift click it like that. And then try and send it. Oh no, I've got to send it up, so it's got to be the other way around. That's on. That's off. But now it's going to be attached to the bottom there if it can. Let's take that off. And that goes down. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. It's difficult. It's difficult to figure out exactly where this is supposed to be. Let's block it all off so nothing attaches to it. And let's see if we can get it to go up one. Right, so that's powering it from the top, that's sending it down. Okay. So I can close it with that. But I've got to open it with that somehow. Okay. Oh, don't want that one there. Didn't want that one there. This is all part of the process. Figuring out how this works. Right. Now go up. Go up, I tell you. Oh, I'm powering that redstone signal up above when I'm powering like that. Okay. So that doesn't work. I need to get that redstone signal off there. So when I'm powering the block, I'm powering it from the top. And there it goes down. And we send it back up again. Yeah. Ow. Get off me, you little git. You want some of me? Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. I don't really want it all open like that, though, do I? I'm going to have a little sleep and think about it some more. Right, well, I've got at least the mechanics of it working. Right, so that's the down, and this is the up. So the whole redstone in motion thing, it moves it up, and then I can get out, and I can also press the button, and it comes down. And I got all that sorted. So then I can hide this gap here somehow on the inside and the outside. And it doesn't look too bad as a door, really, I suppose. But this whole triggering mechanism doesn't feel right. I mean, having holes in the wall is not what I was after. Not what I was after at all. So, I've got to figure on a way to trigger the redstone signal underneath and a redstone signal above. I've got to figure out two different ways of figuring them out. And I can't put redstone directly on top of the block, because if I power it from the bottom, it also powers the redstone on the top. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have to use something with pistons and push a piston redstone block across in order to make it go up. Maybe. We've got to see. We've got to see some more details about how this redstone in motion works. For now, I can just cover up the panels and get that sorted and leave it open. But I've got to figure some more out for the redstone side of things and play around with it a bit more. So I'm going to get myself a saw, and I'm going to cover this over for a starter, so that we've got it raising up into the wall. I could cover these up as well somehow, but it's how to turn these on and off. I'm going to have a look to see what other redstone we've got, because we've got other red power. Red power stuff that I could potentially use to turn things on and off, like different gates and latches and things. So I'm going to have to work on those. And these wires also, I've got red alloy wires that I could potentially use to supply it with redstone signal when I need it to, by bringing it down onto that wire, and maybe have my cables on the side, my switches on the sides, on the inside and the outside, and do some paneling. So I'm going to get some panels sorted out and some redstone alloy wire, and I'll be back with you guys once again. Alright, cook myself up some red alloy wire. That is in an induction smelter, 1 piece of iron, 4 pieces of redstone, and gets you a few bits of this. And then you just put 3 together like so and get 12 pieces of alloy, which is cool. So I'm going to leave the rest of it in there. I reckon this might be good enough, might work. I mean, I think I've done with those screwdrivers and bits and pieces now. I just need to now figure on this. Figure out whether I can power it like this. Whether or not that'll work, even. Well, it powers it, that's for sure. Let's take it down a level. Turn it off. Use that. Turns it up. Okay, that's working. Right, so now, can I put a piece on there, and a piece on there, and put another lever up there. Bring it down. Bring it down. Door closed. Nice. Door open. Yes. Door open. Yes. Okay, we've got it. What about if I use buttons? Can I use buttons on here like that button there, that button there. Bringing it down. No, that's the wrong button to press. Bringing it down. There we go. Bring it down again. Oh yeah. Take it up. Take it up. I could potentially use a double pulse somehow, but that is successful right now. And I can cover that all up and it'll still work properly. It'll still work properly. Okay. And I can put the stone back here that I've got. We'll take this one out. I don't need that anymore. Let's get out of there. Put the stone back in there, like so. The only trouble now is I've got this little panel here. Can I cover that with a wooden piece of paneling? Yes, I can. Awesome. Okay, so down is up. I've got to press that one to come down. And we've shuttered the doors. Okay. Little bit of cosmetic work still needs to be done. I could possibly do some cosmetics around the outside edge as well, just to doorway it a bit. But it is definitely working now. Double click, goes up, you can go in, and we can do the same on this side. Let's have another couple of buttons on this side. Let's put them instead of the levers. Let's have buttons on here as well. And then we should be able to bring it down by pressing up. Like that. There we go. I'm sure I could figure out some redstone timer, but that would then mean using up some space here because I'd have to open this up a bit to make it work. I could use that corner and have a little sticking out bit to do some redstone signals and the like to open and close it with one click instead of 2 clicks. But for right now, while I'm just beginning to understand redstone in motion, I think that is good enough. So raise it again. Job done. Out we go. And lower it. Lower it again. Awesome. An automated door. That's cool. I like it. I like this redstone in motion. I do. I like it a lot. Now, there's a few things that I want to show you guys about how it works. Just to be clear on it. Okay, so to start off with, you have like 0. Let's move this out of the way here. When you first make the frame, it has no panels in it at all. So it will stick to everything on all sides, wherever the frame motor moves it. You have to remember that if you're going to touch the floor, like in this case, this bottom row's touching the floor, you've got to make sure that that is panelled so it won't stick to anything. So when that goes down to the floor, it's not going to stick because it's panelled. And I've got to do the same on the top as well. So, like so. Look, it's a panel. But you can change this with shift right clicking instead of just right clicking. So I should have opened that one up now. Yep, there we go. And shift right click on the bottom sets the opposite side, which means that it's nice and easy to set up, in theory. And you can shift right click on any side and the opposite side will be true. Shift right click on that side, the opposite side will be true. Another really cool feature that it has in it is you can put with a block of your choice to get a decorated block. Now I chose not to here because I didn't want to, but with a decorated block, when you right click, it turns that side of the block into what it's supposed to look like, you see. So I could have turned some of these into the wood planks, but I decided not to. But how cool is that? Instead of having just like you used to have to put these panel covers in with red power, now you just have to right click and it doesn't cost you anything. You just put the frame in there with whatever you want it to look like, and it comes out like so. And if you put it back in, you can turn it back again. The only trouble is you don't seem to get the block back. Like I've got 28 there. Did it take one away? 28, 27, yeah. And then you put it back in, you don't get that cobblestone piece back. So you've got to be careful not to use your valuables because you don't get them back afterwards. It's still pretty cool though, I really like it. And I'm going to experiment with the other frames and other motors at some other time to do some other really cool, funky things during this 60 days of Tekkit. Because I have not played with Redstone in motion until today. And I found that it's really a really interesting mod. And it's mind-boggling the amount of things that I could possibly do with this Redstone in motion. And I want to see what I can come up with, what really cool inventions I can come up with Redstone in motion being used. Well, I guess that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching another episode of Done in 60 Days. We will try more. I hope you like what I've been doing here, and I will see you guys in a future episode of Tekkit Done in 60 Days. Thank you very much, and goodbye.